All right, so to add in a calendar scheduler to one of your products, we want to ideally add that to either a module or a lesson, because we don't want people seeing it like in the product description or anything of that kind. You want it to be ideally behind your the login process for the product. You want somebody to have to be signed in order to access your calendar or your online scheduler. So what we need to do is we need to go to whatever program you use. For me, I use Calendly. So I've gone into my Calendly account and I've clipped the embed code. So this process is doable with any outside third-party online scheduler that gives you an embed code, which, to be quite honest, should be everybody or any system you're using. Acuity, Calendly, even some of the proprietary systems will allow you to do it. So once we have that embed code, we want to go to our module where we want to embed it. So for me, I'm going to actually embed it in a lesson. In this demo product, we have the resource guide as our first lesson, and then our second lesson is basically a call to action to book the first call. So that's where we're going to put this embed code. So we're going to edit the lesson. And then from here, we want to go down to one of the lesson text areas. So you can put this in either the lesson text, or you can put this in the lesson activity homework area, wherever it makes most sense for the flow of your content. In this case, I've just written a little bit of copy about, my excitement for having a call with them, and that they can use the calendar below to schedule a time and day for us to talk. So with that embed code, now that we have it clipped to our clipboard, we want to come to the source code area here and open that up. We're going to see all of the original copy that's already in the lesson, and we want to make sure we leave that there. We don't want to delete that. You're just going to go down by about a line or so and just paste in the embed code that you've taken from the other system that you're using. So again, in this case, it's Calendly, and we just hit OK. Now, the first thing to really mention here is you're not going to see it appear in the admin view. So that throws throws some people off. But in this case, we want to make sure that we check that it's working properly. So to do that, we're just going to go up to our preview mode. That's going to open up another tab for us here. Give it a second to populate. And there we go. So we've got the copy is untouched. It's there just as intended. And right below, we now have my Calendly calendar, and somebody can come and just pick whatever dates, look for times, and then they're going to go through from there the standard Calendly booking process of entering in their name and their email address and any other questions that are asked. So the other thing I want to add on to this is that some scripts, some embed scripts that use true script code, so it's not going to start with iframe or Divi. So if we look here, or div, sorry. So here, this is a div class embed code. Some start with, say, script only, and that's more JavaScript. In that case, sometimes those don't appear in the preview mode. So in that case, what you want to do is you want to log out, log back in as a user, and test that lesson to make sure that the calendar is appearing as intended. It should in the user mode, but it won't necessarily show up in the preview mode depending on the platform you're using and depending on the script code that they've provided you with. So just keep that in mind. And that should be all you need to do in order to embed your calendar into your product.